Easily one of the coolest houses in the Rose District. There is so much to see here. Buckle up. This is going to be kind of an extensive tour, and we've even got the owner here who designed it herself to tell us all of the nitty gritty details and make sure we don't miss anything. So buckle up, like I said, and let's get to it. So it's actually not the best day to make a video because it's pouring rain in Oklahoma, but we do have some fabulous photos that were already taken before. The outside of the home has a lot to offer. Not modern, but not like super contemporary. It's somewhere in between, but I think that's what makes it stand out as one of the most unique homes in the Rose District. But let me know in the comments what you think, but let's start this tour starting from the inside because I'm not about to go get wet. All right, the moment you've been waiting for, the designer behind all of this amazingness you're about to see, Gentry. So tell us about this kitchen we're in here. What was the thought process behind it? What were you going for?
I was going for a place that you could have a lot of family gatherings without being stuck in a kitchen where you couldn't see who's here and couldn't communicate and couldn't, be involved in the activities of the day. It's very open. We had a large family when we moved in. A lot of them have moved off and moved on, but when we moved in, it was great. We could have 40, 50 people in here moving around, and it was just really nice to be able to cook and be able to still be involved in what was going on with all of the things.
Well, and speaking of large gatherings, you are on a corner lot too, so you had tons of parking for street parking, and you have the gas range, which everybody wants. Love the backsplash though, and this is almost verging on the Gatsby vibe a little bit, which we're going to see later, which I think is really cool. I also love that you picked the accent wall with the boards here instead of it just being flat. I think it gives it a really nice, substantial look.
This wood paneling type thing. We did that. This is such a large room. We've got 20-foot ceilings. It's 40 feet long and 20 feet wide, this room is, and it had a lot of echoing to it when we moved in, and so this was researched, and it's actually soundproof, or it's sound absorbing. So when we come in here and have gatherings, you don't have the echo that we did before we put it in. So
because you've got it,
we've got it on
this
several
wall,
places.
several places. So that's good to know. Actually,
and it actually looks, I think, really good. So.
I really like it. It's definitely, I hate to use the word a trend, but like for right now, everybody is wanting this board, beadboard look. So, but anyway, we have the undermounted sink here. I also love all of the gold hardware or like bronzy hardware that you got. Obviously the shaker design, which is timeless. And then you've also got, dishwasher, and then you can turn the camera a little bit here. Gorgeous refrigerator for those huge family gatherings. So I'm assuming that stays with it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
On the other side of the room, to give you an idea of the expansiveness, you said there were 20-foot ceilings?
Yes.
So obviously gorgeous. I love your chandeliers and then the beams that you chose. I think it all works really well. Obviously, stone fireplace behind us. It is gas.
Wood burning gas.
Very cool, very cool. And I also love the windows that you picked. Lots of natural light, but I think the height of them really goes well. Loved a lot of natural light, or what was the goal?
Well, right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the bigger the better. This is a large room, so it required a large window space to let in the light. So. And
then your flooring, it looks like you've got hardwoods throughout.
It's oak hardwoods through the entire house, pretty much, except for the utility room and bathrooms, and then upstairs we have some carpet, but it is not stained. It's the natural hardwood color, and we just put just a finish over it. Just
nice.
So it's all natural, to give that light, airy feel.
Love it. Just to note, if you've seen this in the videos, this does stay. Gentry's like, we ain't moving it. So you want to use it for wine, whatever. It is really beautiful though, and I think it goes well with the kitchen anyway. So if you want it, it stays. You just got to make an offer. So on the one side of the kitchen, we've got a gorgeous pantry space here. Also note the arches that really add a lot of character, which I think is so fun. Again, it's kind of a Gatsby vibe. So you got really cool light fixtures in here with the starburst. You do have that shaker design here. This whole area would make a great, coffee bar or just drink station, whatever you want. But there is a whole nother drink station on the other side. So make sure you stick around to see that. But coming through this way, it kind of makes a circle. We've got a gorgeous dog wash here. And I'm going to grab Gentry to give me some of the other secret details that she was telling me about earlier. So Gentry, you were telling me, obviously the dog wash, like I just said, but this is kind of like a wet zone.
Yes. So we have sliding doors, pocket doors here and over there that close. That lock the dogs into this wet zone area. We have a doggy door that goes outside to the backyard. And that way they can go out and use the bathroom without us being here. We can leave them here at home, not have to
that's
worry
awesome.
about them. We've custom built these cabinet areas underneath the folding station is what I call this, because this is where I do my laundry and then fold my clothes. But under there, it fits the extra large dog crates for 2 large dogs or small dogs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what that's for right there.
Well,
so
we all know everybody in Oklahoma has a dog, so I gotta have that. But I do love these. And is this what kind of countertop is this?
We have quartz countertops in here and in the kitchen, and then we have granite in the office area. But most of it's just the quartz countertops.
Awesome,
but, yeah.
awesome. Well, and I love that you have the hanging rod and everything built in.
Yes,
That's
and
really
this is the door that accesses the laundry chute. So it all comes down into this area so that you can just take it right in there.
Awesome.
And I actually use this even more so as a dog wash, but a mopping station. So when I come in here, I get my mop in here, I put my bucket in here, and it's a wet zone for that. And it works great. So I actually use it more for that than I do the dogs. So anyway, it's worked out really nice.
Awesome.
So.
Well, I also like too that you have the built-in bench, especially if like you really want to get in there and really clean the dog. That's nice to have a place to sit. So very cool. Yeah. So Gentry's fur babies are in the garage here, so we're not going to bother them more than we have to. But you do have a 2-car garage, which is gorgeous. And then you also have exterior access, which you guys use, you said, like for your trash cans and stuff, which is really great. So they're not like sitting out there.
We didn't want our trash cans viewed from the whole neighborhood. So,
and then right through here is the snooze feature that I've talked about in a lot of videos. So through here is going to be your primary bedroom closet. And then obviously the primary bedroom makes it loop, but it's connected here to the laundry room, which a lot of people like, which I've learned over the years is pretty common in Oklahoma, but not in other states. And a lot of our out-of-stater people are like, this is the best thing ever. So apparently it's not a thing in other states. But speaking of the primary bedroom, let's keep going and stay on this side of the house and check that out. So let's keep going. This home had a lot of thought put into it. Gentry thought, make it all match and go together. So if you didn't notice, the island has X's on it. And then she told me she kind of brought that through. So that's why you have the X's on the wine cabinet. And then also the X's above on the cabinets as well. So really cool stuff. Literally everything was thought out. There's so much more to see though. So let's keep going. Like I said, we're on to the primary bedroom. Through the gorgeous archways again, you're going to find yourself. So right behind the camera was that door to the private patio. And then on this side is your primary bedroom. Love the beams in here. You have the gorgeous practically floor to ceiling windows, so a lot of natural light in here. Obviously plenty of room for a king size bed, your TV, all this stuff. You even have room for your own Christmas tree right here because it is just about December at the time of filming this. So, but through this way you got double doors into that primary bath and it is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, talk about spa living. Love the light fixture. It's giving a dandelion. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gentry. Was that the inspiration? But gorgeous. Obviously, we're in Oklahoma, so we got to have the buffaloes there. But nice freestanding tub. And tell me about these tiles. These are really cool. I've seen these in a lot of different bathrooms.
So again, with the Gatsby era and the penny tiles, we threw back to the tiny tiles on the bathroom floors to pull in that vibe into every room, even the bathroom. So
they are really cool. So obviously, if mom's on the camera today, so if you go kind of in the corner there, we've got dual vanities, and then it also has the shaker design. But then notice they also have kind of that, Gatsby hardware on the cabinets, which I think is really cool. You'll see that in a couple of the other bathrooms, and I believe it's also in our kind of martini bar area as well. But anyway, really great in here. No complaints. You've obviously got your toilet area secluded with the door, and then behind the camera is the shower, which is equally amazing. You've got the penny tiles in there as well. And you don't really have to come in here, but there's a bench. You've got the shower wand. You have the built-in shelving. So really great. Gives you that spa experience, which is what you want. Your master bathroom should be your getaway, your escape. So let's go check out the closet because it is equally fantastic. That door right there is just linen for the bathroom, and then coming in here is your closet. You've got lots of built-ins, tons of shelves. Love the chandeliers in here as well, but tons of space. If you can completely fill this, you might have too much clothes. Just saying. But there's lots of storage in this house, so don't feel like you have to stop shopping because you can hide it from all of your friends. So we're gonna check all that out as we continue going, but that kind of wraps it up for this side of the house. We're back here in the utility room where we were a second ago, but let's go to the other side of the kitchen. There's a lot more to see. The other side of the kitchen, we have this really cool space. So this is kind of your martini bar. If you're not into drinks, it could be a coffee bar, whatever you want. But Gentry was going with the Gatsby vibe. So we've got the really cool Starburst light fixture and then that same hardware that you saw a second ago. Shaker design again, but you've also got the butcher block countertops. What is not to love? I mean, so cool. It's such a statement piece in your house and all your guests are gonna love it. But coming through this way, that door is a secret, so make sure you keep watching. There's a whole lot behind there that's just like gonna blow your mind. But in here, the utility room is right here that you already saw, and this is just kind of a mudroom, drop zone. You've got lots of storage here. Again, the really cool hardware, bringing it all together. And then out here, you've got a fireplace, fire pit, entertainment area, really good backyards. The landscaping is gorgeous. I'll just throw up a picture of it because it's kind of wet and gross right now today. But really great entertaining space out there. All right, this is one of the coolest rooms in the house. So it is an office. It's kind of a man cave right now, but come on in and check it out. We do have the wood floors continued into here as well. You have the built-in fireplace, which is electric, which I love. I'm sure it changes colors too. So I'm getting the confirmation, but love the antlers. This is very much, like I said, man cave vibes, but I love the green. Makes it nice and cozy. And then over here, you've got, was that just a closet?
Mm-hmm. It's a walk-in closet.
Walk-in closet. And then in here we have a full bathroom, but check it out. I've got a really good video of it, so I'm just gonna talk while you look at it, but love the accent wall with the beams, the Edison bulbs, the backlit mirror is so cool. Full shower, and then I do like the, even though they're not penny tiles, they're still the same octagon shape. So it all brings it together. Love the wallpaper. I mean, it's like maximalism in a good way, and I love it. Now, everybody loves a house with some historical significance and character. That's what really makes a house a home, and it's a great conversation starter when you have people over. So this fireplace has a little history behind it, and Gentry has one of said bricks right here. So tell us about it. What makes it so special?
So these bricks are actually available for purchase at the Broken Arrow Museum. Because the home that stood in this location before we purchased the lot was the agricultural college, Haskell Agricultural College, and this was built back in 1911, and it was not in a state of repair, and so they had to tear it down. Well, when we purchased the lot, we found out that somebody had saved brick from it, and we were able to find who the person was that saved the brick. And so when we contacted them, they graciously dropped off some brick for us to use on a wall in the house. So now we have the original house in the new house, along with the trees that stood in this part. We had 120-year-old pecan trees that we had to tear down and put the house on. And we used those for all of the mantles in the house as well. So awesome. We have tried to save some history of the original house.
That's very cool. Well, and you said you can even buy these bricks at the Broken Arrow Museum.
Yes.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
But imagine all that historical significance right here in your home. It's a great conversation starter, and I think it's great to preserve some of that history because, I mean, I love Broken Arrow. There's so much cool stuff here, and I think that's just a really cool thing to have in your home. So anyway. Yeah. Now we're going to go upstairs, and like I said, there is a secret behind that door earlier, so we still have to check that out, but part of it is also upstairs. So lots of stuff to show you still, but let's head up there and keep this tour going. Upstairs, we have this great game room area. You obviously have a built-in kind of kitchenette, mini kitchen happening here. Love the backsplash there. Still has kind of that gold Gatsby vibes. You also have a fabulous patio out here, or balcony, which I have some footage of. It's getting dark already because it's that time of year where it gets dark at 5 o'clock. But really great patio space, great for entertaining. There's a TV and stuff out there too, or hookups for that. But yeah, the home we haven't actually mentioned is a little over 4,000 square feet for all the stuff you've seen so far, including this upstairs area that we're about to go through. But the whole thing is about like 5,700 square feet, and that is all the secrets that are behind the door that we haven't even seen yet. So there's still a lot to go. This is going to be a long video, so like I said, buckle up at the beginning. There is so much cool stuff in this house, and we've just kind of like, I mean, maybe like halfway there. So let's keep going. No home is complete without a movie theater or media room, whatever you want to call it. But really quick though, before you come in here, Gentry found these on Etsy and they are reminiscent. They're a mold of the old 30s theater style. So it goes with that whole Gatsby vibes. But in here you've got rise seating. So they've got 2 couches in here, but if you want to get theater seats, obviously there's plenty of room for that. Or if you just want to do cozy vibes like this, obviously you can do that too. But really great theater. You've got the theater lighting around the outside. They're just using a TV in here, but it is actually already pre-wired for a full surround sound system. You can just drop the cord. The wires are already there. They just didn't set it up because they just wanted to use a TV in here. But if you're into the whole theater experience, easily just plug and play. All the stuff you need is there. Now on this side of the upstairs, we have got some really cool stuff. Obviously the laundry chute right here that we kind of mentioned downstairs, that's the access for that. This is just board game closet, storage closet, whatever. You do have the Gatsby lights on the top, which is really cool, keeping with that starburst theme. Now, don't have to like give you all the nooks and crannies, but you do have kind of a workshop area right here. There's a bedroom here, and then you've got your full bath in the hallway, and then another bedroom on the end. And then you can notice the penny tiles continued from the other bathroom downstairs. A lot of really cool hardware in this house too that I've been mentioning, specifically these doorknobs. There's some really cool crystal ones downstairs that I think I already showed you. I'll drop a photo in, but really cool. But behind me, you've got tons of storage. As I joke, you could be a hoarder and nobody would know because you can hide all of it from your friends. But this would be a great expansion area if you need even more space. Just throw up some sheetrock and you're good to go. But tons of storage and it's walkout. No need to drag the Christmas tree down from the pull down stairs. Nice wide doorways to get everything in and out. So super convenient for all of your holiday decorations or whatever you're storing up here. But I love this kind of stuff. This is what every house needs. All right, the moment you have been waiting for, what is behind the secret door? Well, we're gonna find out right now. So if you come through this way, this is what makes this home so much cooler than everyone else's in the Rose District. You have an entire separate unit that could be used as a mother-in-law. It could be used as a rental, however you want to use the home. So really great. Another historical piece on this side of the home, the wood on the back here was actually from a barn down over on Detroit. Also just some historical stuff to save some of that history and then reclaim it and use it here. So I think that's really cool. But in here you do have the hardwoods throughout this area as well. You do have your own private entrance, which is also really great. And it also has its own single car garage. But you have a really great kitchen space in here. Undermounted sink, tons of cabinet space. Love the tile backsplash, obviously shaker design, and these globe things are still giving me Gatsby with the touch of the gold bronzy color on there, but really cool. You also have a nice little dining space and then your own private patio with its own fenced privately backyard as well, which is really cool. So you don't have to worry about if you do have a little dog and you're renting this out and the person you're renting to also has a dog, you don't have to worry about that kind of thing, which is pretty great. One other thing in here that's hidden kind of behind the door, we do have a nice little nook here for office work, whatever you're doing, or if you have, you know, if you're living here and you have little kids that need to homeschool or whatever, great desk for that for homework. So on the other side of the camera, we've got the built-in microwave, obviously more storage area for you. And coming down the hallway, we do have a bedroom downstairs, which is really great size. It's got, you know, plenty of room for your TV, your vanities, whatever you need in there. And then behind us, you do have a utility room in here, plenty of room for a washer and dryer, not even stacked. You got 2 full-size units, which is really great. Next to that utility closet, we do have a gorgeous bathroom down here. You've got dual vanities, the shaker cabinets again. Love the blue and gold combination. Gorgeous shower, obviously toilet, you know, you gotta have one of those. But love the tile floors as well. But then coming through this way, you've also got that garage that I was telling you about. So you do have a private garage that's accessed just to this unit, which is really great. And it's a single car, but you do have storage on either side, so it's nice and wide. Kind of an oversized single car, we'll call it. Now, whether you're renting this out to someone or even if it is a family member, you kind of want them to have their own stuff because it is kind of its own separate dwelling area. So they do have their own thermostat in here. They're not connected to the other one. They also have its own water heater as well. And the whole house, I should just note, has tankless hot water heaters, which is what you want. It's energy efficient and energy efficiency and all that good stuff. But also you've got soundproofing as well. So all of the walls that are adjoining to the other main part of the house do have all the extra insulation and stuff to make sure that you're not hearing whatever's going on this side of the house. You do, of course, have a coat closet right here by the front door, which everybody needs. And then upstairs is a whole nother part of this unit that we're going to check out right now. At the top of the stairs, that's where this comes out. So it depends on how you want to use the house, but if you do end up using the downstairs for a rental and you want it to be more private, that's what this is. But if you're using the whole house, obviously, you could just take this down. Super simple. It's just a soundproof partition, basically. But up here in this area, you've got a really great living space, which is kind of being used as like a game room because they're using this as part of the downstairs right at this moment. And then back here, we've got a bedroom, and then there's also full bath right here, and there's also a walk-in closet behind this door as well. So really great space up here. So if you need it, like I said, for rentals, or you just need it as a second bedroom, there's a lot of options in this home. And that about wraps it up. There is so much to see. If you've made it this far, thanks for hanging in there, and props to Gloria. She's the listing agent for letting us make this video today. Hopefully we can find a buyer for her. So if you're interested in this home, hey, reach out to me. This could be a great property for you. And if you're not familiar with the Rose District, events happening all the time, from ice skating to caroling to, if you walk down Main Street, there's tons of restaurants, really great places to eat outside. If you're into nightlife or comedy clubs, whatever it is, I guarantee you, even farmers markets, just I think it's like once or twice a month throughout the year. So really great stuff in the Rose District. If you're wanting kind of big city living, but still small town vibes, this is the place that you want to be. So if you're interested in this home, reach out to me. Odds are we probably missed something along the way, so make sure you check the description for the full details. And even if you're not interested in it and you know someone who is, you should share this video with them. But with that, let us know in the comments what you think about it, and we'll see you in the next one.